the best aspects of digital with comic book storytelling. The first component of Marvel Re-Evolution, and we have a sample for you, this is the world premiere, is called Marvel Infinite Comics. And in a short while, we're going to show you the world premiere sample of our first offering from Marvel Infinite Comics, which is a Nova story written by Mark Waid, drawn by Stuart Immonen, colored by Marte Gracia, and lettered by Chris Eliopoulos, that takes full advantage of the tools, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Marvel Infinite Comics.
So basically, this is a story about Nova, and what's important here to understand is that we are, historically, on the digital canvas, we take the printed comic and we make it available for digital, and we utilize the richness of the digital platform. These comics were built strictly for digital. They were having digital in mind, so they used the parameters of your iPhone or your iPad, and they let you really see some exciting things. So
yeah, the tablet is like the canvas, and it's a new canvas for storytelling, and the digital tools are like the paintbrush, as you'll see.
You guys, are there any Nova fans out here? Okay, so you can imagine that because Nova is a character that so belongs in outer space and that vastness of the universe. Are you guys Mark Waid fans? Have you been reading Daredevil? You know that he's got that voice that really works on it. And Stuart Immonen, who's an extraordinary artist and really has a really good grasp of both digital, which, you know, his background is in animation, and what's going on here. So what you're going to see is a marriage of that world that you've never seen before in the way the comics are put together.
We need help. It's not showing up.
At least we hope so.
Little technical difficulties, so we'll have a push-up contest.
anyone want to tell a story?
There you go.
Only at the end, buddy. Good call, though. There we go. Thank you. That was actually done by design, just so y'all know. So, and I use y'all because I'm in Texas. All right. I'm going to drive, and you talk.
Let you guys ingest a little bit. As you see, many of the familiar comic conventions are still there. Captions, balloons, and panel borders. And as when reading a print comic book, you, the reader, control the pacing of your reading experience. But also, as you can see, this new canvas provides opportunities and creates a sense of motion that's simply unavailable in printed comics. And understand, this is our first foray into this type of comic storytelling. As Peter said, this is the first time a writer and artist sat down with the intention of creating, for Marvel, a comic book told in this manner. And in even just the past couple of months, we have thumbnails in that show the endless possibilities for storytelling that this new canvas provides.
What do you think?
Wow. Yeah.
All right. Now let's...
Now, the second phase of the Marvel Re-Evolution are augmented reality features that Peter will elaborate on, so hold on to your hats.
So you guys know what augmented reality is?
Yes.
Using technology to bring real live visuals and enhance them. So basically what we're doing with augmented reality is we're going to make an app available in the app stores, and we're going to bring it to the comic printed page. So what you're going to be able to do is look for certain cues, this logo, Marvel AR, and be able to get some extras that we've never offered before. It's free in the App Store. It's part of the AVX line that we're talking about. And basically, it does things like cover recaps, 3D animation, pencils, colors, really bringing the comic to life. It's part of the digital package, and it's for your enhancement and enjoyment. And we did it with our friends at Erasma who are here, and they're going to demo it for you. It's really cool.
So basically look at this page here over on the side. And what you would do is you would take your phone or whatever you're going to use that has that, recognize the app, and you'll be able to see how that page was put together. So this is sort of
Jeff said, is like behind-the-scenes features. You'll have creator commentary, the making of.
Now, let's say you're in a comic book store and you see a comic and you're curious about it. You don't know whether or not it's something that you want to buy. If it's got an AR on it, you hold your thing up to it and check out this trailer that you're going to be able to watch in order to tell you about what that book is about.
You might not be able to hear it, but
The future of cover
We can turn down some of the ambient noise. Can you guys hear it?
And in its wake, sows the seeds for the birth of something new. But first, the Phoenix Force needs a host, a vessel to harness and shape its power. What if that host were to embody the hopes and dreams of the X-Men, a race on the brink of extinction? While the rest of the world trembled in fear as it braced for impact, how might Earth's mightiest heroes respond? And if the Avengers came to claim the X-Men's only hope for tomorrow, what would everyone do?
How cool is that? It just brings the experience in an entirely new way. But that's not the coolest. Wait till you see this thing
But
right
wait,
now.
there's more.
Let's say you saw this and you showed up against it. Guess who shows up on your phone, your tablet, whatever?
Never gonna see my devices again.
every issue of Avengers vs. X-Men is going to be jam-packed with these types of added value features. Our goal is to enrich your comic reading experience and tell stories in a new way.
Thank you to our partners at Erasmus. Great job, guys.
Okay, free stuff. Thank you very much for coming, and as a reward for being here, we have a few free things we want to give you. The first of which is this exclusive lithograph, Avengers vs. X-Men. Adi Granov is the artist, and you can get it signed by Jeff and myself after the panel. And Jeff?
And I'll sign your iPad if you want.
Absolutely. Also coming up, we'll be giving out, for those of you that are coming back into Marvel Comics, for those of you that want to know what the Avengers vs. X-Men experience is about, it all began with a story that was in Avengers X Sanction. We'll be doing an exclusive copy that's available here, and I'll be available in order to sign it as well. It's a very cool story that, for those of you that are longtime fans, features the return of the character Cable, taking on the Avengers. It really is the first shot in the entire action-packed adventure that'll be going on all summer long and into the fall. Now, I've been very lucky. Some of you know me as somebody who's written an awful lot of comics, but I also began my career working both in television and in films. I've worked on and written such things as Teen Wolf and Commando. I've been lucky enough to work on some shows that a lot of you know, Smallville and Lost and Heroes. And about 2 years ago, Marvel asked me whether or not I would come on board and become the head of Marvel Television. And part of that responsibility was making sure that we could then take on our animation and bring our animation up to a place that it really deserves to be. Not only just within Marvel, but being part of the Disney family. This is a place that has a legacy of animation that is unique throughout the world. So we put together what I believe to be the murderer's row of animation guys. We started with a guy who knows an awful lot about Marvel and who knows a lot about Spider-Man, and that's our Chief Creative Officer, Joe Quesada. We then brought on board a group of writers that I think you guys know. They created a little show called Ben 10 and another little show called Generator Rex. They're called Man of Action, but you probably only know them in comics as Joe Kelly, Joe Casey, Duncan Rouleau, and Steve Siegel. That wasn't enough for us. We really wanted to have a pedigree. We wanted to have somebody that would speak right to the animation audience and tell them that Marvel Animation was going to be headed into 2012 in a brand new way. And that new way was to bring on board two-time Emmy winner Paul Dini, who created such shows as Batman Animated and Batman Beyond. And what a lot of you don't know is that while Paul has done a lot of work over at our distinguished competition, he's a huge Marvel fan. And the truth is, he just was waiting for that opportunity, and that opportunity arose with this particular show. Now, you would think that we would stop there, but we're Marvel, and Marvel's got to go one step further. And so the one thing that we wanted to do is, there is one writer who has written every single issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, and that writer is Brian Michael Bendis. And we brought Michael on as a creative consultant, Brian on as a creative consultant. He's also written some of our best episodes for the season. It's just been a great writer's room. But again, we didn't want to stop there. We wanted the Marvel experience, that experience that you have when you go to the movies, where you really feel like your comics have come to life, where those stories that you've known or you've heard about have come to life in a unique way. Look, the truth of the matter is, there have been lots of Spider-Man shows through the generations. Every single one everybody here has a favorite one. You know, for some of us, it starts with that song, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, and yes, now it's stuck in your head and not mine. So we wanted to go to that next step, and the way that we felt the best way to do that was to involve, for the first time, Marvel people at every single level of working on this. So when we started to look at the designs, we brought in Stuart Immonen, Ed McGuinness, Paulo Rivera, Humberto Ramos, and we said to those guys, show us how you see Spidey, how you see Peter, how you see MJ, how you see some of the new members of the cast, and just give us inspiration. So they drew just beautiful pieces of artwork of how they saw them. Some of them sketched, some of them fully rendered out, and we took them and we put them all in one single room, which we call the inspiration room. And so our animation team, whenever they're looking for how a character should move or what's going on, they could go into that room and really just get downloaded into that Marvel DNA. And you know what? I can sit here and I can talk about it all I want, but I think if I had to play my cards right, I would think that this crowd, having come here to Austin, Texas, to South by Southwest, wants to be the people that see the world premiere of Ultimate Spider-Man, the animated series. Am I right? Come on, am I right? All right, so here's the deal. The show will premiere on April the 1st on Disney XD. It is the Marvel Universe block. In that block, you'll get to see Ultimate Spider-Man. You'll also get to see brand new episodes of Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. You guys enjoying that show? Yeah! Cool. It's a great block together. In addition to that, there'll be lots of surprises, shorts, interstitials, brand new animation, stuff that we haven't even talked about yet. But what I did want to do was be able to show you guys today, for the first time, what the pilot episode written by Paul Dini is all about. You're just going to get a beginnings of what this series is. It's the first part of 2 parts, so it'll end with it to be continued. It's 22 minutes long. Please enjoy it, and please, I beg of you, if you've got any kind of recording device, now is the time to put it down.